This is Kaju Talk, a podcast about all things Kajukenbo and self-defense, featuring discussions and interviews covering people, places, history, and technical aspects of the art. I'm Sifu Steve Miller of East Wind Kajukenbo in Central Oregon, USA.
I'm Sifu Dave Charlesworth of Kajukenbo Napoli in Naples, Italy. We represent the Worldwide Kajukenbo Federation.
There he is.
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Kaju Talk. I'm Sifu Dave Charlesworth here.
I'm Sifu Steve Miller.
And our guest today is Senior Grandmaster, our Sifu, Anthony Hemenes. And we're here today to talk a little bit today about what's going on. If y'all haven't heard, you haven't seen it on our websites yet, I guess no easier way to hit this on, but to hit it on straight on. So Senior Grandmaster is facing some medical issues. The big cancer has found its way into his life, and with that said, we wanted to bring some awareness to that, to the Ohana, and reach out to everybody and basically just say, hey, if you would, say a prayer for him. We have a GoFundMe set up by Grandmaster Willis, and there's links posted to that on both of my websites if you'd like to go and donate. I'm sure it'd be much appreciated because clearly cancer is a big thing, and I can tell you from experiencing it 4 times with my wife, it is very, very challenging when it comes to the finance department. Kind of thing, and totals can rack up pretty quickly. So I wanted to, reach out and pull on your heartstrings here a little bit and say, hey, a brother needs your help. Now, obviously, I know that Senior Grandmaster has done a lot, for myself and for Sifu Miller here, but he's done a lot for a lot of people around the world. I know his biggest goal in life is just to spread Kajukenbo throughout the world and to, get us out there and get people learning Kajukenbo and I know that effort here is somewhat impacted by this as well. So we wanted to talk a little bit about that as well. So with that said, Steve, you got anything you want to add before we get rolling here with asking questions?
I've got a link on my Facebook personal page, and there might be one in my East Wind Kajukenbo group. If you folks out there, especially if you're Kajukenbo Ohana and you can't make a donation, for Christ's sake, share the GoFundMe page. Senior Grandmaster Hemenes could really use, if everybody threw $1 his way, it would really help offset his medical expenses. And it doesn't matter how much money you start with in life, you get really sick with something, especially cancer, and your bank account's going to get hammered. It's going to go to zero fast, folks. That's the bottom line. Anyway, without further ado, Senior Grandmaster.
How's it going, guys? Just looking forward to this interview. You guys have any questions, just go ahead and ask.
Okay.
You want to tell us a little bit about your bullet point thing, Dave, or are we just going to fire away loose cannon style?
Well, I'll tell you about the cancer thing.
Okay.
Has been going on 4 months, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrestling with my son, and but I haven't been feeling good. So I go out, heck with him. I'm not gonna let him wrestle me down, because he always thinks he can kick my ass. So I get him in a headlock, and I swing him around on his bed, and right here in the middle of my chest, I felt something pop. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little bump right there. It's a little pop. So I went, oh, I think you hurt me. So then after a day or so, it didn't really hurt. Then it started kind of hurting a little bit. Then I got the size of my probably my second fingernail. And I go, shit, it feels like a marble under my skin. So I went to the doctor. That slap dick didn't know what it was. He said, I don't know what it is. So he sent me for a sonogram. I went to the sonogram. They looked at it and they were all, I don't know really what it is. It just looks like a mass. It could be a fat part, whatever. They suck it out, or whatever. And I go, okay, well, we want you to go to this doctor. So it took me over a month to get to him. So then he had me do a CAT scan. And he said, yeah, and the same day they did the CAT scan, they called me and go, well, we want you to come in and do a biopsy. And if anybody knows, I'm afraid I can't stand needles. Needles just get me nuts, right? So I was being a big puss going in there, even the lady was laughing, but it didn't even hurt. He gave me 4 little numbing shots. I didn't even feel him give me that. I go, that was it. And then he did 4 injections, and he goes, that's it. But he was a smart ass to me too, and then I'm like, okay. So then he puts to make an appointment, and it got postponed another 2 weeks. So then when I went the other day, they told me that it was blood cancer. And they cannot cut this out. It's not going to come out. It has to be shrunk by radiation or chemotherapy. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So then I went to they're going to make an appointment right there. And they came in. Oh, well, your insurance, you have Part A and Part B. One says El Dorado County. One says San Joaquin County. And I'm like, no, I've always used San Joaquin. El Dorado County. I live in Tahoe. No, here it says different. So back and forth, So now they're switching over to they both to El Dorado County, but they haven't called me since. And that was like 2 days ago. So
Well,
since then it's been like horrible nights. Like I said, just couldn't get out of my room the other day. I lost where I was at, and just pain and just I'm dizzy. I'm staggering all over. I'm disoriented. I can't remember what I said.
Senior Grandmaster, I'm really sorry to hear, because last time I talked to you, you told me you were waiting on the final diagnostic, the reply on the blood cancer. I'm very sorry to hear that part, sir.
Yeah, they said most likely it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So so I asked the guy, I go, am I going to die? And he says, he didn't answer because they might sugarcoat it too. I go, well, do I have a chance? Because we all have a chance. And he left it at that. So he just, I don't say bullshitting me, but he just like coded it.
Well, but maybe, I don't know. I think chemotherapy is going to be really tough, because I've known people to go through that. And Dave, since you have so much personal experience with your wife, could you maybe tell us a little bit about some of the
Well, it kind of depends, on the type of chemotherapy they give you. I know the old traditional kinds, where you go, you sit in a chair, they hang a bag, and it drips for a couple hours, kind of stuff is pretty devastating. Because essentially, when you think about it, what chemotherapy is it's poisons to kill the cancer cells. And unfortunately, those poisons also have side effects that affect other rapidly growing cells, like your hair follicles and things like that, your fingernails, your toenails.
Okay about that.
Yeah. So, so you might be a little lucky there, but and then they'll just cause random, pain and things like that, and when your blood cell counts get too low and things like that, you might have to go get another shot to get your blood cell counts brought back up. So that's something that they'll watch really carefully with that. But yeah, it's a devastating thing. It's very difficult, and depending on what kind of chemotherapy that they put you on, it could be like 12 rounds of one kind and then 8 rounds of another kind, kind of a deal. One's for red blood cells, one for your white blood cells, or it could just be, oral medications that they give you that you have to take, which are less, maybe less painful, I think, than the traditional type of chemotherapies. But it's definitely something that I wouldn't wish on anybody, uh, but it's also one of those things that's kind of necessary that you kind of got to pass through if you want to keep on fighting. So that's kind of one of those things. And then it also will probably affect your ability to do a lot of things, and that's one of those reasons why we kind of want to reach out to people and say, hey, look, brother needs some help. I mean, if everybody that was on that Kajukenbo family tree, who's still alive, gave $5 kind of thing, then you'd be set. So it's not a question of how much money you have and how wealthy you are and things like that. It's a question of how big your heart is.
Seafood Charlesworth, if everybody in Kajukenbo or even just the Worldwide Kajukenbo Federation gave $1 or $5, I mean, if everybody in Kajukenbo gave $1, that would be mega helpful. But even the Worldwide Kajukenbo Federation, $5, that's a lot of people throwing down a tiny little amount each person.
Yeah. And then it's one of those things too, where, I mean, also if you could share the post if you see it, to everybody else. That's one of the hardest things is getting out there and reaching people all the time. So it is what it is, you either want to give or you don't want to give. That's entirely up to you. But if you don't want to give, any money, I'd ask that maybe you keep them in your prayers, that kind of thing. Because that helps a lot as well.
Share that link on social media, folks. If you can't throw a couple bones his way, it takes a minute or less, 30 seconds to click a link, type something up, throw a post out there on Facebook or whatever, Instagram, wherever, and people can click on the GoFundMe link and throw $1 or whatever his way, and it will add up and it will help. And Senior Grandmaster, could you tell us a little bit about your financial, like the struggles you're going through? I mean, everybody has bills to pay. Tell us, where you're at.
It's just, the medical bills are going to start pounding up, and then the regular bills come in. I get money coming in too, but still, it's not going to be enough. So like I said, I've never asked for this in my entire life. I was very wealthy at one time, but that's another story. Where that went, I don't want to go there. But
let me add something, since you just mentioned that you never have asked for help. You know what, folks? I mean, the bottom line is the Worldwide Kajukenbo Federation doesn't even really ask for your money. And Senior Grandmaster Hemenes told me when he promoted me to 5th degree black belt, well, if you want to go make a $25 donation on the website, you can. I went, hogwash, man. I'm going to make a bigger donation than that, because, for me, when you get ranked, it's $100 per degree, and $25 isn't anything to keep an organization open when they know all they have to do is donate. Sometimes they don't even donate. Right. And so basically you've done a lot for zero. Like, you never asked for anything, and you do a lot to you've brought a lot of people into the Worldwide Kajukenbo Federation that were scattered. I was talking with Grandmaster Bob Suttles about it, and he acknowledged that. He doesn't even really know you, but he asked about how you were doing, and he goes, Hemenes brought a lot of people in that needed a home, and that man said it like it is. Like, you've done a lot for a lot of people, and I think it's time that people step up and help you out.
Yeah, well, because in the association thing, even when I promoted Tech Fur Club, he wanted to donate money. I told him absolutely not. I go, this is earned, not paid for. And I understand these associations, they want it for the money, but I had plenty of money, so I didn't need that, and then so anytime anybody like yourself and anybody, how much? Nothing. Okay, and then like I told you, because you persisted, and I said, no, just.
I did.
Yeah, I just give $25 just to shut you up. I go, okay, just give me $20.
Well, that was the one time I get to tell you how it's going.
Yeah. So, and I never do. And then I get these clowns, oh my God, he's making millions of dollars on this. It's paying for certificates. I never asked nobody for a dime.
Yeah.
Nobody. Have they asked me? Oh yeah, I paid a lot of people's food bills and car payments and house payments. You know, they couldn't do it. But you know, one gift's not just because I do that doesn't mean everybody has to do that. You know, or expect something back.
Well,
Yeah.
you're the kind of guy that will give the shirt off your back, Sifu.
I
And
have.
every one of us who knows you, we know that. We
Yeah,
know that. We love you.
we love you guys too. Now the Worldwide the Federation. Now remember, I'm not dead yet, and you know, but it's coming. I'm gonna be real about it. It's coming.
But you're strong.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna give up.
Fight.
I mean,
Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
I'm gonna fight. But anyway, so the association, what I did is Grandmaster Willis is no longer a Grandmaster Willis. It's Senior Grandmaster Willis from now on, because you know he's been my friend since we were little kids. I mean, little kids. I mean, you know, like I said, I'd have stories about him. You know, he has stories about me. It would just crack you up. I can't say them on air, but they would just crack you up. But and he's got a studio and he's got his own station that he got into. So he's gonna run, and Professor Osteroff. He's gonna take over my spot right now because he's the highest ranking to do whatever he has to do to keep it going. If I survive, knock on wood, then I would zoom my place back as president.
Well, I kind of figured that Jimmy Willis would be appointed and he would step up and fill his role that he needs to fill, which Dave and I hadn't really talked about that part of it, but we also talked a little bit about we're standing by for whatever you need from us to work with Jimmy to keep things going. And because, cancer is tough. And even though you're strong and you're going to fight like hell, that cancer is going to be trying to take you down. And God only knows how long each one of us has,
Yeah. And then like with you two guys, you guys done so well. And I'm so proud of you guys. You guys, like Dave's, I want you to run all of, where you live, all that, what's it called?
Europe.
You're going to do that. Okay. So you're the boss. And then you're going to run all of Northwest for me. So you three are the ones that I'm accounting, and Osteroff. Osteroff's been with me from the very beginning. He's 100,000% loyal to us. So it's just he's not a grandmaster. He's only a professor, and he's too young to be promoted.
Really cool. He seems very loyal and like a cool guy. So
yeah, he's a real good guy. And there's, like I said, I talked to Steve about this. Later on, we'll see what goes on next week or so. Then I do want a promotion with you two guys too. I know you said no, but I want to do it because you have to, not because you just have to. You have to go up to maintain a certain spot in the pecking league, as you would call it. You have to, because that gives you more power, more strength. And you get that way, so, and there's just not you guys, there's a few others in that's really loyal to me and stuff like that, and I want to get them up, because I don't want, anybody, jumping in there, and oh well, since he's dead, you guys come here and
well, Sifu, we don't want to lose you, but in the event that God calls you home, we're going to keep promoting the Worldwide Kajukenbo Federation and carry the torch for you, sir.
Well, I pray that's all I want.
That's least we can do.
That's all I wanted from the beginning was just to be a strong organization and do it right without bleeding everybody for money. And how the 2025 went, or 24. I got just attacked on constantly from all the haters. They weren't even in karate when I was a black belt.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just disappointed in that part that it had to happen. So I mean, and like I said, we talked earlier about KA wouldn't let the they post on their sites about my situation and the GoFundMe thing. They wouldn't do it. That was like I told you earlier, that was the biggest mistake they made. So it didn't hurt them; it harmed them by doing that. Because it makes them by doing that. Because they've had black belts that's been sick, died. My first thing I said, I'm sorry. Can I do anything for you? We're gonna pray for you. I posted on my thing. Same thing with KSDI. People, one of their guys, I posted. You guys are. I'm sorry. What can I do for you guys? Always. I never just went, whatever. Fuck that guy. Never. So it was just disappointment.
Well, I'm gonna throw in my 2 cents because I'm real good at that. But I just had a recent conversation with Grandmaster Bob Suttles, and one thing that he kept saying over and over that just he kept hammering home: we're all Kajukenbo, and we need to look out for each other and promote the art together and quit infighting. And and geez, Dave, how long have we been talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's unfortunate, it really is. I mean, we like to throw around that word Ohana all the time, and everybody does it in every organization. They talk about how Ohana is we're all family, but it's a high time that, we start fricking acting like it,
Yeah,
and
I hated that word.
I mean, that's one of those things that, I know a lot of people have had some consternation with some of the videos that I've made and some of the things that I've said. But the things that I said are true, and they come from the heart. And for the most part, I started off with, hey, politics has no place in Kajukenbo. We are an Ohana. Each and every one of us, falls under, the same family tree. Okay, under the same founders. Um, and I think that as we move forward, I know that me and Steve have found out quite a few things as of late about our Kajukenbo history. And some of those things are pretty hard to articulate and pretty hard to talk about, but we'll probably be doing that in an upcoming episode in the near future. But there's always been a lot of consternation in Kajukenbo, amongst different clans, if you will.
Yeah.
But I think that we've started to move in a positive direction. I know that some of the discussions that Senior Grandmaster and I had, I think maybe might have prompted an upcoming gathering, so to speak.
Yeah.
That we were, planning on attending, but whether or not we're going to make it this, be able to do that or not, that's kind of up to the big man upstairs. That's up to God.
Yeah.
Amen.
You
Amen.
know.
Yeah. So with the word Ohana, I was okay, Ohana. I always never. I was just to forget what that word meant, and I'd ask Barbara sometimes, "What does Ohana mean?" It means family. We take care of each other, and da 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 da. So I'm like, okay. So then after I'm listening and I'm sitting back and watching all these guys, they don't practice Ohana. They practice themselves, and that's it.
Well, it's also, I mean, who hasn't seen the Disney movie Lilo and Stitch and they say Ohana, no one gets left behind?
Yeah.
Right? Let's not forget that part of it. I think, I don't know if Disney made that up, but if it really is part of the Hawaiian word Ohana, folks, then we shouldn't be leaving anyone behind. And you know what? Senior Grandmaster, we don't even need to get into all the details, but the bottom line, folks, is this gentleman was ranked personally by Charles Gaylord, great Grandmaster Charles Gaylord, before he passed away, to a level that was higher than some of the folks who want to come after you, Senior Grandmaster. And basically, that what they're doing is insubordination, even if you're all ranked at the same level now. you were at some point their senior, and that was by the hand of great Grandmaster Charles H. Gaylord.
A lot of the higher up Kajukenbo guys, I got my rank before they did. And if Gaylord was alive today, none of this would have happened. He wouldn't have allowed anybody to talk bad about me. We wouldn't get along towards the end, but it wasn't had nothing to really do with. It was just karate politics. But in-house, not nothing in the outside. But he would have never have put up what I put up with, especially by his own people that was there, in their picnic, saying, "Oh, the Gaylord method doesn't work." But for 40 years, I saw his head so far up Gaylord's ass, it was funny. And now he's dead. Oh, the Gaylord method doesn't work. Who does that? I don't really mention any names because the guys don't know who he is, but, it's just, it's ridiculous, so if they want to ride I'm a king, let them, because they're no king.
Well, none of us are perfect, and we all fall short of the mark, and we need. It's not just the Kajukenbo commandment to love one another, folks. It's a commandment that comes from the man upstairs that we got to love one another, and it should be double. It should be magnified times 2 when you're claiming to be Ohana, and none of us are perfect, and we've all had our things in the past or whatever. But I never got to meet great Grandmaster Gaylord, but I just read the book by Mr. Vern Blevins, Professor Blevins, and he wrote about a pioneer, Sid Asuncion, and then it brought me to thinking about Sifu Lopez and Sigong Vargas and you, Senior Grandmaster, and people that are none of us are spring chickens, and we're all going to die. And Bruce Juchnick talks about the Wall of Fame in the Martial Arts Collective Society, and we were talking a while ago, and he goes, "Remember, Miller, how do you get on that wall?" I go, "Geez, Haunchy Juchnick, you got to pass away." He goes, "That's right. You don't want to be on the Wall of Fame in the Martial Arts Collective Society. That means you're dead, and nobody's going to live forever." And the thing is, we got to keep the art alive, and we got to keep it. I was reading in this book by Mr. Blevins about so much good old school stuff that seems to have gone by the wayside, ladies and gentlemen, in modern times. We got to remember, no one's perfect. We all make our mistakes, and we all have skeletons in our closet. But as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't change anybody's claim to fame, so to speak, as far as people that helped make Kajukenbo what it is today, like you and Grandmaster Sid Lopez and other people that we can think of, Senior Grandmaster, that everybody talks shit. And just like in families, you have people that talk shit and they won't get along. Some of them will go out and fight in the front yard at Thanksgiving dinner, or go out back on Christmas dinner and beat the snot out of each other. But they're still family at the end of the day, or they get through it, and they have to work out their differences and stick together, because Ohana is family and no one gets left behind, damn it.
That's right.
It's my two cents.
But the only thing is, I want to push you guys to make sure you use Senior Grandmaster for Jimmy Willis. Don't call him Grandmaster.
Yes, sir.
Even on your stuff you put on there, so that way people know.
Yes, sir.
Because now the Grandmasters that are under me, they're going to be under him. So that's how that works. And that was Vargas's idea. Not with Jimmy, but the whole ranking system. So.
There's another guy that way more people have talked shit about Sigong Gabe Vargas than they have Lopez, and we come from all that same lineage, where Dave, our lineage was Vargas to Lopez to us. And when I say somebody's last name without a title, we have to remember we're all humans, and like Grandmaster Bob Settle says, he puts his pants on one leg at a time. Folks, I could go into more, but in light of that episode we did about the Joe Emperado experience, you really get a grip of the mortality of someone that was a hero, an unstoppable force. I mean, people know that Joseph Directo Emperado was a badass mofo, but he got taken from us way too early because nobody's invincible, nobody's perfect, folks.
No, nobody. I mean, with Vargas, with Senior Grandmaster Vargas, he kind of did it to himself, but was he, like I say 100 times, was he proven innocent? He was proven innocent. He was not proved guilty. His sheet is clean as a whistle. Did he do it? I don't know. I wasn't in that cabin. You didn't know. You were in that cabin.
Yeah,
Dave wasn't in the cabin. None of those slapdicks that talk shit about him were in the cabin, but they know he was guilty.
Yeah. And the thing is, we could hammer the things over and over. We could talk about some of the stupid crap that Sifu Lopez pulled and go, did he do it or did he not? And I could tell you about stupid shit I've done, and in a court of law they figured out whether I did it or not. And I'm not, I was never a real bad criminal, but a couple DUIs don't make me proud or any of that shit. So we all fuck up. Pardon my French, but we all fuck up. And the thing is, none of it takes away. Like, Grandmaster Sid Lopez is a living legend, boys and girls. That is one of the baddest ass motherfuckers who ever walked the planet, ever walked the earth. And I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be blunt about that.
Well, the thing about it is
so much credit. Sorry.
Like I said, he wasn't convicted, right? Well, there are people that have been convicted of being sex offenders that are in Kajukenbo, right? And the people that tear down Vargas, right? Well, they should start looking at their own house, because that one of those people is in their house.
Oh yeah.
And we're not here to point fingers again, folks. We don't want to even go back, because if we just dig into this, you guys, we're just going backwards. The thing is, we all have skeletons in our closet. It doesn't take away a damn thing. I bet we could go right down that family tree, and every single fucking one of us has some skeletons in our closet. And it's who's willing to admit it or not. But we're all going to face the same judge one day, folks. And there's only one way out of that whole thing, but we're not here to tell you about that either. We're here to talk about Ohana, what it means to be Ohana, and talk about a gentleman named Senior Grandmaster Hemenes who needs help right now, folks. That's what our main aim is to do here.
Thank you. I really appreciate this.
And since we're talking about family,
yes,
I think it's important to mention that Senior Grandmaster has 3 young children with him. Well, and he being the father and the only one of age, he's the breadwinner in the family. So that's kind of another angle to look at this from is he may be too proud to ask for help, but that doesn't mean that there's not some of us here that see him and understand his situation and know that he does need help. So I'm asking for your help for Senior Grandmaster.
I am too. Me too, absolutely.
Yeah, I raised since they were babies. The last 3 kids of mine, they were right now. One's he's gonna be 12 next month. And then I got Charlie 11 and Baron. He's like 9. But Charlie, my daughter, she goes nowhere without me. In doctor's office, she's right there, except for the surgery.
Big kid.
And she was right there. She will not. Nope. She goes. And middle of the night, I have to get some water or something, and I'm Charlie. And she get up. No, I got it. She'll go get it for me, and she's really my rock.
Atta girl. What a good kid you got, Sifu.
Oh my gosh, she's such a good girl.
Great.
Good job, Charlie.
So yeah, and the other kids, I haven't heard nothing from them. So,
well,
where it goes.
Sifu, we love you. We're in your corner. We're praying for you. We're asking for your help, Ohana. Everyone in Kajukenbo, and if you're not in Kajukenbo, he could use your prayers. Share the link for the GoFundMe. If you can donate and throw a few bucks there. If there's a $3 donation or a $1 donation, 50 cents, we don't care. But the man could use your help, folks.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. And like I said, like to do, God willing, one more video.
That would be great. That would be a blessing. We don't want you going anywhere for a while.
Yeah, I know, but I want to make this one because I want to do my promotions and.
Well, Sifu, let's not forget. Let's not forget, and you too, Sifu Charlesworth, Senior Grandmaster, Sifu Charlesworth. We've got plans on the table for next year.
Yeah.
Professor Tavares knows about it. Sifu Virgil Royer knows about it. I would call him Sifu Jason Wozniak. I don't think he has a black belt in Kajukenbo, but he trained with Sifu Lopez for a long time and went and did a lot of other things. I might be able to get Wozniak, and he would. And I'm trying to get as many people together for something here in Oregon, and we're gonna. Dave's got family. I've got friends and family in Oregon. We're gonna hopefully bring you in, Senior Grandmaster. So we're hoping that you stay well enough to be able to make a trip.
Trust me, I love it.
We're trying to bring in that gentleman from Hawaii, the Professor David Tavares, author of The Black Robe. And this will be an invitation-only event, folks, but it's going to be hopefully a nice little gathering. And like I said, I've been facing my own health problems. I really didn't mention that earlier, but people that know me know I have been for the last 7 years. My prognosis is not going to get any better. So right now, Senior Grandmaster Hemenes and I are both we got a bet going between the two of us, a little gentleman's bet who can outlive the other one right now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tie.
Well, we don't know, but we want to get through the next year or maybe 5 years. We were saying on the horn.
You know,
I said if I can get 5 more years, I'm hoping.
Well, I tell you who really supports me too, and I really love her for is Malaya de Coscos.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A lot of respect for that woman.
Yes.
Every day that woman calls me 2 or 3, 4 times a day just to check on me to see if I'm okay. There's others are called too, but she never misses. And that's so heartwarming that you couldn't imagine that feeling.
Great.
And she's been that way, for quite a few years. If she hasn't heard from me, it's what's going on. How's your health? She'll yell at me and stuff because I'm not doing this, and but that woman is just an amazing person.
What a blessing to have! What a blessing to have such a powerhouse of a Kajukenbo woman in your corner, Senior Grandmaster.
Oh yeah, I blessed her so much.
Yeah.
Mahalos to you, Grandmaster Malia, for
But I just sent her a nice gift. She probably try to send it back, but she better not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to start crying like a baby. So.
Well, it's okay, Sifu. It's okay. It's okay, man.
Yeah. You ain't always got to be the strong one in the room. There's others around here that can pick up the load and share it with you. So.
Yeah. Hope so. I'm counting on you 4 guys, though.
Yeah. Well, you got the biggest load on your shoulders right now, and that's kicking cancer's ass, so
I always win, one way or another, but in this case, I don't know.
Yeah.
This might be a little different, but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to just go, oh, well, bring me in a hospice bed and I'll just lay there and stare at the fucking TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the main thing is I got nowhere to take. My kids have nowhere to go. Senior Grandmaster Willis has already offered to take them. And that's what hurt me the most. Because they got a mother, stuff like that. So that's what I'm really, more hurt about if anything.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's in God's hands. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and we'll pray that maybe somebody in your local community that you're sort of close to can step up and help you, and especially like when it comes to helping you take care of your kids. When we even mention that kind of thing, that needs to be someone that's really close and trustworthy and that kind of, to help you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he said he would, and he promised. And then Grandmaster Bach, Grandmaster Bach, he was one of my closest students, and friend. I was married to his sister for a while, and but he's sick, so he can't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping, Grandmaster Willis sticks to his word and does it, and I think he will.
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to have to send out the Kajukenbo goon squad on him, right?
Yeah, go get
We're
him.
kidding. We're kidding, Senior Grandmaster Willis. We're totally messing with you, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure you and me show up at his house, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
I didn't
what do
say
you
we
want?
were. Hey, Dave. I didn't say we were going to go. That's suicide. When we say if we're going to send a goon squad to pay a visit to Senior Grandmaster Willis, it ain't going to be you and me.
Yeah.
I pity the fool. Like I wouldn't want to send somebody I care about over to do that favor.
Yeah, but no, I think I was
Just kidding. Just kidding. It's all too much fun, though, right? It's too much fun.
I was 16. He was 16. I was 17 when we first met.
Yeah,
and we've been close ever since.
It's a blessing. What a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, you just even with, and then with Gilbert, same thing. He's been with me since he was 8, and he's I think 54 now. So he's been there.
Nice.
But it's what it is. So,
well, hey,
all right, guys,
don't get down in the dumps. Keep your chin up. I'm going to keep checking in with you if you need to call me for anything. I will give you one piece of advice on air. If you can stand up for a few minutes at a time, or however long you can stand, and whatever you're doing, no matter how tired you get, try to do qigong and try to do just even the standing tree, where you just hold your out in front and you're in a horse stance and you're breathing. And it doesn't even have to be a deep horse stance. It can be like a smaller than a Parker Kenpo half horse.
Yeah.
So
I think I felt when I pissed all over myself. I pissed on myself as a little kid. But as soon as I got up, I staggered for a second. And my room's real dark, so I like things dark. And I was like, where the hell am I at? I can't find the lock to the door. And it's seeing the lamp, and I went on the wall trying to find the lock. Then I seen the sticks that was there in the corner, these walker stick things, and then kind of followed that down. At the same time, started peeing, and I finally got the door open. I was just like, what the fuck?
you almost need an in-home caregiver like 24/7 over there, old man.
Yeah, they offered already, but I said, no, not right now.
Well, don't move into assisted living too soon or anything.
No, I won't do that.
Anyway, but Sifu, we love you. We're in your corner. We're praying for you. And I'm going to turn over to Dave Charlesworth, Sifu Charlesworth. I'll let you kind of wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to us and giving Senior Grandmaster your consideration. I appreciate that, and I ask for you for your prayers and your thoughts, and if you know him personally, please reach out to him, and I'm sure that'll raise his spirits a little bit. As to everybody in the WWKF family, I look forward to talking with y'all, and hope you guys will reach out to Senior Grandmaster if you haven't done so already. And that link is on my page, and I think I put it in our group chat as well. So please consider that, and give him some consideration. After all, he's done a lot for all of you. So with that said, we'll just leave it at that, and I hope you all have a good night. So
night, guys. Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless.